Understand where you are and what you've been given. Understand that you are still incredibly early into this market because we don't yet have a $100 XRP.
Hello, I'm United States Senator Bill Haggerty. And this evening, I just walked off the Senate floor, having passed the first major piece of legislation in the crypto industry.
Silicon Valley, everything starts from something else. There's a PayPal mafia, there's a Ripple mafia.
He's obviously with the regulation, but also with these big institutions that are saying, okay, we're going to put we're putting our hat in the ring. I think what it means is that the industry understands that this is the future.
That seems to be a threat to the dollar, doesn't it?
I think it's the opposite.
Oh, really?
I think stablecoins could reinforce dollar supremacy.
You literally are not only going to watch the value of those coins rise, you are going to be able to get passive income from doing nothing.
They try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I be getting plenty. They want all your bags and they want all them empty.
What's up, good glitches? If you got a baggie, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more Moon o'clock news. No breakfast, no coffee, just straight extra. Bullishness. Shout out to the latest Banana Ketchup in the building. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in. Don't forget to drop an elbow from the top ropes on that likey button. We got XRP currently right around $2.14. We got one from Big Brad Garland House that popped things off for years. Crypto companies have been calling on Congress to pass crypto legislation and to set the rules of the road. This is the first major financial bill since Dodd-Frank, first crypto bill to pass in the Senate, which now moves to the House, a truly historic moment. Thank you, Senator Tim Scott Haggerty. The Senate just passed the Genus Act, landmark legislation to establish the first regulatory framework for payment, stablecoins. You know what's coming. They know what's coming, and they can't stop it. Bill Haggerty, the Genus Act, has passed.
Hello, I'm United States Senator Bill Haggerty. And this evening, I just walked off the Senate floor, having passed the first major piece of legislation in the crypto industry, our stablecoin bill, the Genus Act. This is going to open the door for innovation in America like we've never seen before. This is an inflection point, moving the United States of America into the digital age. This stablecoin bill is the first step, making certain that the dollar remains the dominant currency in the world as we move into the digital age. The efficiency that this will bring by moving payments onto the blockchain is going to increase efficiency. It's going to take a lot of cost out of the system, and it's going to make the American dollar the dollar of choice.
Welcome to the digital age, the utility era, XRP, the internet of value. We got Danelle Dixon. The Genus Act will protect consumers and ensure that the United States remains a leader in blockchain innovation. Passing this bill with a bipartisan majority is huge for the digital asset industry. Let's keep the momentum going onward to the House, onwards, upwards. So it begins. DAI, there's a Ripple mafia.
Silicon Valley, everything starts from something else. There's a PayPal mafia, there's a Ripple mafia, and so we think there'll be a global ID mafia, and so I've kind of been through some of those mafias.
All roads lead to the bridge. Cointelegraph breaking the first XRP spot ETF launches on the Toronto Stock Exchange. But. Subject views. Major institutional players like JP Morgan recognize that the crypto networks are the future of the value transfer, the internet of value.
When you think about the effect for the industry, what does that signal beyond Bitcoin? Does it give more credence in terms of the path and trajectory for, say, Ethereum?
Absolutely. I think, with sort of these, obviously with the regulation, but also with these big institutions that are saying, okay, we're going to put we're putting our hat in the ring. I think what it means is that the industry understands that this is the future, right? And, for a long time, proponents in the crypto space have sort of, evangelized the sort of benefits of sort of blockchain and sort of digital currencies. I think now the industry should understand that this is where the path is going, right? And so for the JP Morgans and other big institutions, I think now they're sort of saying, look, we need to get a part of the program, and it doesn't surprise us, right? We at Wave have been meeting with many institutions that are trying to find their path in digital assets and how to sort of strategize. And I think, in 5 to 10 years, basically, majority of institutions will be using crypto rails or sort of digital ledgers to sort of help do better efficiencies of their processes and transmission of capital and utility.
The moment is upon us. Years and years of accumulating cheap XRP and utility assets, and those who have their eye on the prize are in a perfect position for the transformation of wealth. Treasury Scott Besnet: crypto is not a threat to the dollar. In fact, stablecoins can reinforce dollar supremacy.
There's a new book called King Dollar. A journalist who's followed Treasury for about 40 years.
Yeah.
And he talks about every time there was a narrative that the U.S. was going to lose reserve currency status, why it's never happened. And
because crypto, that seems to be a threat to the dollar, doesn't it?
I think it's the opposite.
Oh, really?
I think stable coins could reinforce dollar supremacy, because with stable coins could end up being one of the largest buyers of U.S. treasuries or T-bills. So all of a sudden, if you are using a stable coin in Nigeria that's backed by the U.S. dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact. So I think there's a very good chance that crypto is actually one of the things that locks in dollar supremacy.
And is that why it was crucial that Donald Trump get involved in crypto rather than trying to constrain it like Joe Biden was?
I think constrain's too mild a word. I think make it extinct.
Oh.
So this administration's commitment to digital assets, it's innovation, because there's so many other things that happen around digital assets. And also, it's one of those things that it's one of the most important phenomena that's happening in the world, and the U.S. just ignored it.
The falling powers did everything they could do to stifle XRP and American innovation, but now we're at the forefront, and XRP is becoming the premier go-to blockchain in the digital asset era. Modern investor, if you own 10,000 XRP, you're part of the 1%. 99% of the people will never own more than you. 1%, 10,000 XRP. We have people who own XRP and people who own less than 25,000 XRP. If we take a look at the top 10% holders of 2,477 XRP, there's about 657,000 accounts. If we come up here to this one here and you look at this range from 1,000 to 5,000, there's about 541,000 accounts with at least 1,000 to 5,000 XRP. If we take that percentage of 541,000 at around 1,000 XRP, what percentage of the population is 541,928 people? We got around 8 billion people. 542,000 divided by 8 billion times 100 equals 007. Welcome to the new 0.007% if you hold at least 1,000 XRP. Shout out to the pink dots. Riz XRP.
Understand where you are and what you've been given. Understand that you are still incredibly early into this market, because we don't yet have a $100 XRP. We don't yet have a $2 million Bitcoin. Yeah, right. Once again, it wasn't to make you scared or FOMO. It's just like, understand, like if you get a chance, research an asset that you really like or something that sticks out to you. I don't care what it is. And look at the price trajectory of it over the course of a 10, 15, 20 years. It can be sports cards, Pokemon, it can be homes, it can be whatever comes to your mind. The point is just to buy assets and hold on to them. And I'll finish this all off by saying we are at the doorway right now of being able to stake XRP and Bitcoin. You literally are not only going to watch the value of those coins rise, you are going to be able to get passive income from doing nothing. You will get free money from staking as you watch yourself get richer. There's a reason why all the rich people are buying these coins.
In the top 10%, we got around 657,000 accounts with at least 2,477 XRP. So if you're in the top 10% and hold at least 2,477.78 XRP, welcome to the new 008%. Welcome to the new 008%. 99% will be left behind. Paul Barron, if we do get a surprise rate cut, could that lead to an explosive rally followed by a market crash?
Global central banks are cutting rates, though. That is a big deal. What we're seeing right now with world central banks, interest rate cuts 15 times in May, fastest month pace of the year. You look at this right here. This is a chart of the central banks cut at fastest pace in 2025. You can see the acceleration, 15 cuts. That's pretty big, when you look at what the rest of the world is trying to do, and not necessarily in a good position, I think, in many cases to do it. One thing to note on this chart is it goes back to some of the key points in history. December of 2008, we understand the financial crisis. This came out of the savings and loan debacle. A lot of that led up through a run in 2007. I know a lot of the triggers were there, much like what we're seeing even right now. And obviously we know what happened in March of 2020. And then you look at September of last year, and then we rallied. And then, of course, that was again a cut in September of last year. And now, could we get another cut in the fall of this year and see a rally? If we do, the rally could either spark something much longer, or it could get you in a position where you might want to take a look at where your market position is long term. Meaning, do you start feathering out of the market? That's a real question I think a lot of people are trying to time, and it's very difficult to do so, but it could be the thing to watch for sure.
We got Flare Networks. Ever wish that you could stake XRP and earn yield like ETH? XRP Ledger doesn't support native staking, but thanks to the invention of STXRP, soon you can on Flare, staking, Flare, STXRP architecture. We got Build on Stellar. The last 90 days have been wild on Stellar. Over 50 million smart contracts, invocations and counting. Daily activity holding strong above 500K. Sorbonne picking up serious traction. Mustache, altcoins, BTC dominance looking very bearish on the higher time frame. It's been in an ascending, broadening wedge pattern for 2 years now. Think about it. BTCD down, altcoins up. And the longer they take, the higher we keep climbing on that XRP. Rich list. Shout out to the pink dots. Where will those bags be when that regulation jar molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally revealed? We'll catch you up here on the mothership. I am the XRP bagman, the moon commander, BYOB. Bring your own bags, be your own bank, be your own boss. Don't forget to drop an elbow from the top ropes on that likey button. We'll see you at the tippy top. Later, glitches.
Later, glitches.
Welcome to the party. This a moon party. Hey, this a moon party. Hey, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. This a moon party. This a moon party. Welcome to the party, we don't play round here. Moon suit on or you get sprayed round here.